Hi, I'm Serena, and this is my co-host, Mike, and you're listening to Diapers and Deployments, Who's Got It Worse? The podcast that talks about all things military, the good, the bad, and the oh shit. On today's show, I wrap up my not-so-awesome last move, and Mike's making it rain with anniversary gifts. We also have Robin and Julissa on to talk about AristaLearn and Army Ignited.
And we find out why Serena was hanging out at the strip bar.
This podcast is supported by Skill Mill Corporation, helping veterans transition to the civilian workspace.
So Serena, last time we talked, your household goods that you've been waiting on, they came, but you had some broken stuff and you had some missing stuff. So did you ever find it?
Yeah. So I found it.
Well, did you have to go find it?
I did. I mean, I did a lot of phone calls. I did a lot of complaining. I bitched at the people I needed to bitch at, and I did get my stuff. Busy weekend. I work, my family's business is open 6 days a week. So I worked a full day on Saturday. My kids had their fall festival at school that Saturday evening. My daughter plays volleyball at 8:00 in the morning. So it's like a, busy weekend. But Sunday I went to the home opener for the Chiefs.
Well, I saw that and I was a little jealous.
It was a blast. We got to my parents' house at the crack of dawn and loaded up the cars and with all of our tailgating stuff. And then we met in a strip club parking lot.
Oh, I like this. The story's getting better.
Yeah. So at 10 a.m., we met in a strip club parking lot and waited for all the people that we wanted to tailgate with, and then we caravanned out of the strip club parking lot, which it wasn't just us. It kind of seemed like that's where the Chiefs people meet to get with their groups. And then we got to tailgate. The gates opened at 11 and we got there like at 11:30 and grilled, did all the tailgating that Chiefs fans are known for. And we had great seats. I'm sure you saw my pictures, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. There was like 12 of us. It was fun.
Well, I had sent you a text and you didn't, and when you finally sent it back, I'm like, is Travis there? Because Travis Marvin was just on the show. So I see you at the game. Yeah. And I see him he's there too, right? But I guess you guys didn't get to see each other.
No, we did not see each other. And actually, I didn't even see him tailgating, because a lot of people, it's really hard to communicate via phone at the games.
It is. Been to football games and it's just everything, everyone's trying all at once.
Yeah. So like my kids were with my dad having a yes day. They were with grandpa all day long having a yes day. And it was me, my mom, and Brandon and my brother.
I don't know what a yes day is, but I'm assuming when they ask grandpa for something, he says yes.
Yeah. And that's what they did all day long. So I didn't need to get a hold of anybody. We were just, full day. We didn't get home till like 9:00, I think. It was a long day, but it was a lot of fun. But then Monday morning at 8 a.m., 4,000 pounds of household goods show up.
Of course.
Yeah.
The best time to get your household goods is with a hangover. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And it was like a whole weekend hangover. But so since this was only 4,000 pounds, it was just in a little box truck and it was in the crates still that got because it didn't come on a semi like our big stuff did. And every time they opened a crate, the guy would be like, ma'am, you need to come take a picture. You need to take pictures of this. Yeah, it was like at this point now, I'm just like, whatever, it's stuff. But a lot of things were broken. Just a lot of bad packing, like, those big cement things that hold outdoor umbrellas in place so they don't fly away.
Right.
One of those laying on top of my lamp. Like I have a big, huge floor lamp. Yeah. Like why would you pack that on top of a fragile item? That should be on the bottom of a crate. So
we know that, but.
Right. So just a lot of things that you're like, these people didn't care. They just were shoving stuff in a crate. I had a whole bookshelf literally shattered in pieces to the point where one of the movers is like, did you just pack wood? And I'm like, no. I was like, that used to be a shelf. And he was like, oh my gosh. So fortunately they were sympathetic. They felt bad. And I was like, I know it's not you guys. It's the people who packed it. So.
Oh man. So I think that when you move, the people that put it on the truck should meet you at your next house to unpack it. I think that would solve all these problems.
I think it would, because nobody's held accountable. These people don't care. I mean, of course I'm going to file a claim because our green egg is broken. Our lawnmower is broken. Our weed eater is broken.
There's $4,000 right there.
Right. So I'm going to file a claim, but do you think the people that packed it give a crap? No. Do you think the moving companies care? Probably not, because they have insurance. They're just going to write a check.
I think I told you once, my movers were so stoned. I was past mad. It was just funny. I was like, I mean, they're all super stoned.
I have to say though, like, it's done. We have 10 boxes left to unpack. That's it. So
that's good, because sometimes I go the whole 3 years at a duty station and realize they didn't unpack a box.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty crazy about getting everything unpacked, but this time everything needed a permanent home instead of one of those things where like, I'll put that there and we'll move it when we move out of this house. Right. So, I only have about 10 boxes left, and it's just up here. I know our listeners can't see, but in our rec room where my desk is and my sewing supplies and stuff. So I don't need those right now. I'm busy working and going to Chiefs games and recording podcasts.
I know. Well, it's funny. The only reason Travis is on my Facebook, me and him connected, is he sent me a message. We're going to connect. I said, hey man, I can't. Facebook says you're over 5,000 people. And once you get to that, I guess you can't connect with anyone else, right? Oh,
really?
Yeah. I mean, on his music thing, you can, because that's different. You're following his music. So I messaged him back. I'm like, hey, you're going to have to kick somebody off the island, buddy, before I can come on.
You should tell him to kick my dad off the island.
He kicked someone off right away. I hope they're not listening.
I actually haven't seen Travis since he went to, yes, I did. I did. He came down to the store. I got to see him. I was going to say, I haven't seen him.
I enjoyed that. That was fun. Well, my week has been boring because I can't afford a green egg and I can't afford Chiefs seats, Serena. So,
hey, they weren't expensive. So many people, people are like, oh my gosh, you have a hookup. Where'd you get those seats? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Ticketmaster. Like,
I know. I just bought Morgan Wallen tickets yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
And I didn't have a boring week.
You were at a concert.
I was right up front on the rail at a Chris Stapleton concert for my 30th wedding anniversary.
Aw, happy anniversary.
Yeah. Well, I think you saw what I did. Listeners didn't. So my wife is hard to buy for. And we're older, so I don't care if she takes stuff back if she doesn't like it, right?
Yeah.
So this time I wisened up finally. After 30 years, I figured out what to do. I had this nice card, and when she woke up, she had a dozen roses that I forgot to buy, but my neighbor bought them. So that was good. And it had 3 cards, and one said Louis Vuitton, one said jewelry, and one said cruise. Now, what you didn't see is when you opened them, I knew she would pick the cruise, right? So she said,
how'd you know?
I know her. We've been married 30 years, and I knew she would pick the cruise. So she picked the envelope. I said, well, open the other 2 first. And she opened the Louis one, and I had what kind of bag I was going to get her, because I already knew she wanted the Neverfull. Mm-hmm. She has a different one right now. And she said, well, I want the Neverfull next time. So I know next time I buy one, I know what to buy. And then jewelry, right? She opened it up, and inside the envelope, I just had a price. And I said, pearls are supposed to be for your 30th, basically. Mm-hmm. So up to this price, we can go get pearls. Mm-hmm. And then when she opened the cruise, it said, I knew you would pick this envelope. We're going to Alaska.
Oh gosh, that's going to be so awesome. I've always wanted to go. That was our goal, was to go when we were stationed in Bremerton, because we were so close. So we didn't have to fly. You can take the cruise from Seattle up to Alaska. Well, and we lived right across from Seattle.
I can't wait. And the best part about that, what I did this time is really, Serena, it hadn't cost me any money yet.
Yeah, you haven't booked it yet, have you?
Hell no, that shit's expensive.
Yeah, Alaska is one of the most expensive. I think sometimes they can be more expensive than European cruises.
Oh, no one told me that when I promised that.
Mm-hmm. But that you got to pay to get to Europe.
You got to pay to get up to Vancouver, or where's the other place
Seattle.
Seattle. There's a place in Canada they can go out of, and then a place in Seattle. I don't remember.
They go out of Seattle and they go out of Vancouver, out of Canada. My mom was a cruise agent for a long time when I was growing up.
Oh.
And we never went that route because we always wanted to go play on the beach. But now as an adult, I would love to go to Alaska. So I'm envious of you guys.
Well, maybe I can talk her into touring a timeshare and getting a 3-day weekend. I'm just kidding. Serena, you know what? We keep having females on here. Now we have two. It's going to be like 3 against 1 today.
How outnumbered do you feel?
Well, I live in a
Oh,
house
you're
full of
used
women,
to
so that's normal for me, right?
it.
So here's what we're going to do today. You three are just going to tell me what to do. How's that? It'll be just
Sounds
like
about
home.
right.
Is that going to be a normal day in your household?
It will. Even my cat and my dog are females. But hey, I want to welcome Robin and Julissa to the show, and they're from AristaLearn. You will be hearing more about AristaLearn and Skill Mill here coming up pretty soon. But I want Robin to introduce AristaLearn, tell us what they do, and tell us why she's here.
Awesome.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here. Thank you. You guys are so funny. And
We paid her to say that.
you guys, no, you're funny. Funny. I feel like well, Mike, we do know you quite a bit, and Serena, we're just meeting you. So great to meet you. But I already felt like I knew you quite well from the podcast.
And all my complaining. I promise I don't complain that much in real life.
Okay.
So thanks very much for having us on the show. Our company, AristaLearn, is a training organization, and Julissa and I are the co-founders. We live in Southern California. A couple of the programs that we have with AristaLearn are dedicated specifically for the military. So we have a credential, an IT leadership certificate with a wonderful, wonderful college, Illinois Valley Community College. Anybody that wants to use their GI Bill for that, maybe they don't want to go to 4 years of college, they can get about 10 to 12 certificates, industry certs in 6 months. And then we help everybody be job ready because we have 30 years of recruiting experience. And then I'll let Julissa tell you a little bit about our other focus, which is Army Ignited.
Okay. And before Julissa, I just want to say something. You talked about, certificates in college. And I will tell you that in today's world, if you want a job, certificates, skilled labor, there's a shortage. I know plenty of people out there with college degrees who pump my gas every day. Nothing against it. But listen, there's nothing wrong with going to college. But if you're not cut out for college and that's not what you want, and you want a certificate and you want a job, there's so many opportunities out there. But all right, Julissa.
Yes, that is so true. Just embark on that. Being a recruiter and looking at resumes time and time and time again, you see so many people that have an amazing 4-year degree from an amazing college. Mm-hmm. And then they're asking me for an IT job. And I'm like, well, do you have your A+? Do you have a CCNA? Do you have a certificate?
BS.
Yes, it's one of the biggest things. And Robert and I are just really, really passionate about it because there are a lot of smart individuals that don't want to go to a 4-year college and they want to specialize. So I think a credentialing program is definitely the way to go. And we love what we're doing with the Army Ignited because people are coming to us, asking us about their career. We're kind of, showing them a way to get to that level of where they want to be through a certificate program. And it's absolutely amazing.
Can you kind of like walk us through the process, like a quick process of Cliff Notes version?
Hold on. Let's pretend like I'm an Army guy for a minute. So I can't read automatically. So what do I do here?
So you go to your little computer, right?
Ooh, okay,
a little box. And you go to your Army Ignited site and you start scrolling for classes. And because we're excellent hire, Arista means excellent in Greek. So we're AristaLearn and Arista Hire. So AristaLearn pops up as one of your, we're an A. So we pop up at the top, and people like any of the classes that we're offering, then they can choose to select those classes, send us an email. And then when we get the email, Robin and I go over the email and just message them back, get on the phone with them, see where they want to go with their career, look at what class they want, kind of get a feel of what they're doing though with their career first.
Is this active duty and people that have already gotten out? Is it a mix?
Yes.
Yes.
Mix. Okay. So,
yeah.
So you said GI Bill, does tuition assistance pay for this as well? Or do you know?
On the GI Bill, it's post 9/11, and there's so many different forms of funding. So if you're going for like a college or going for a longer certificate program if you're out. You can use your GI Bill, and also you can in any branch of service, right? You can use your GI Bill. And then, but the Army Ignited is if you're in active duty, or if you're in the, if you're out, but you're still serving.
Okay. I understand. So Army Ignited is one program. You guys cover a multitude of classes. So, I mean, how many certificates do you all have? Do you know?
Yes, we have over 50 certificates, and they're all current. And we do have an announcement. Actually, we're usually, I really love technology, so we're usually kind of bleeding edge to like it's painful. But the certificates that we have are the project management certification, which you just really need, and Scrum certification, 5 different security certifications, leadership, human resources. We have also classes in Excel and Word, which in the business world, you pretty much live in Word and Excel. You know, anything Microsoft. And then for the IT leadership program, that is truly for somebody that is wants to be in management and leadership, and they need to have a pretty good pedigree so that they could lead a team of IT and business professionals, especially given their really good military background with structure and leadership and critical thinking. It pairs really, really well.
Well, I can vouch for the military background, and I say this jokingly, but I couldn't spell computer 2 years ago. I was damn sure not a programmer or anything, but I helped lead a team to develop a lot of the things that you see on SkillMo, and another project that I worked on that was a couple $1 million. And I helped lead that team of IT people, and I am not an IT guy, right? So that IT leadership and military, that's a perfect combination, honestly.
You're a trained leader, so you had that skill.
Will you tell my wife that so I can take charge, Serena? What?
I'll text her real quick.
Text her right now. No, don't text her right now. She'll come in here. I'm just kidding. Yeah, don't text her.
I think that's why we really love working with our military personnel, our service members so much, is they have really good work ethic and rigor and structure. And I think, they've been in a learning environment for the whole time that they're in active duty. And so we have kind of a saying, if you think about it, Serena, I'd love to get your input on this. Think about leaders in life who you really respect. Just like put them in your mind's eye. A couple leaders could be people or people that you've read about, but you really respect them. And then you could tell us who it is later if you want. But one thing you'll notice about them is that they're constantly learning. They are learning, right? Like they're learning all the time. Did you have somebody in mind, Serena or Mike, of just leaders that you really respect?
I mean, I have someone, just going off of Skill Mill and our company, I think our leader, Noel, he's always learning. And we're always learning things from him. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
I would, although I hope he doesn't listen, because I always tell him he's not that smart because he's an officer, right? I can't give any officers credit for anything. You know that, Serena. It's not the way this works.
But I mean, I feel like every time we're speaking or having calls and working together, I don't work with him as much as you do, but I feel like he's always got something new that he's learning. I mean, I always knew him, in the military standpoint as leading my husband in the submarine, but on the business side, it's a totally different realm. So it's,
constant learners and constant journals, right?
Yeah.
Learners and journals, because another leadership trait I've noticed through the years is a lot of people, they'll accomplishments or the activities of the day, whatever you want to call it, but they'll journal a lot. I didn't learn to journal till, probably 15 years ago. And I use the 10-minute rule, from Blue's Clues is what I tell people. I find my comfy chair and I sit down for 10 minutes and I think, and I don't write anything at the end of the day. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? Kind of what can you do better tomorrow? 10 minutes a day. And that's I'll call it my thinking time. And then I journal some.
That's funny that you say that, because that's exactly when Robin and I met. I realized about her that she was a constant learner.
Hmm.
She was always picking up a book. She was always bringing books into the team. It was always, let's do this. Let's, learn something new. And I'm a journaler. Like, so that's funny that you said that. And yeah, so it was perfect. Her and I were a perfect combination of that, because I write everything down, and I'll take, like, at the end of the night, before I go to bed, like, I'm writing down, like, okay, where am I going next? Like, what's my next goals, and how am I going to mark it off? Because I want to be able to mark those things off.
Do you have a thinking
I put
chair?
everything on my board. Yeah. I'm sorry?
Do you have a thinking chair like Steve on Blue's Clues?
I don't, but you know what? Now I want one.
No, hold on. Before we go any further, I know that you have a PhD, right? We talked about college a while ago. So you're the smartest one in the group, I guess. And it's in sports of all things, right?
Of all things. Robin thinks I have a PhD in sports.
Okay, so I have an offshore betting account, so I'm going to need to talk to you after the program because I have some questions.
Okay, perfect.
Does it cover that or no?
No.
Oh, that's a shame, because I'm pretty sure I'm in the hole after last week.
Who'd you bet on?
Man.
Oh, I bet on everything. I bet on your Chiefs.
Oh God, that was.
Were you on the Saints? Because if you were on the Saints, you lost.
I was not on the Saints.
Okay.
I bet on about 20 games a weekend.
The Chiefs game.
I don't have I don't have a gambling problem, but I bet low. I bet $10 here, $30 here. So I ended up.
You bet on the 49ers?
I don't even know. I'd have to check that one. I did bet on Jacksonville, and I know better.
Well, they're killing it.
Anyway, I guess I can't help. You can't help me with your PhD. So
I can try just a little bit, but
a certificate in sports betting would help me more than your PhD. Point.
That's a new. We haven't come up with that, but Julissa can tell you, like, all sports, all ball fields, most of the players, and from years back. It's mind blowing.
We had a business trip one day, and we had to take. Where were we? Were we in a bus or a cab? We were in a cab, and sports just started rolling. And Robin was like, "I had no idea you knew this stuff."
Yeah. Well, so Julissa, I like your career. I like when you first got started in recruiting. I mean, training, like I said, is an outcrop of always helping people with their careers, get better jobs, get promotions, not get fired, not get recognized, right? Like how to always make sure that you are going to have a great job. So when Julissa got started in recruiting, this is how she learned about sports. I won't tell this story because this is so great.
So yes, this is unique. Like I've told this and people are like, oh, I never thought about that. So when I started in recruiting, I was in Chicago and I started in the medical field. So tiny office, 10 people. I was a receptionist, got promoted right away into a recruiting chair. And the VP of the company pulled me aside one day and he said, I don't understand how you pick things up so quickly. And he's like, do you speak fluent Spanish? And I said, yeah, absolutely. It was my first language. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to give you one tip. He's like, and this tip is going to take you far in your career. And he's like, learn sports. He's like, we're in a male-driven industry. And he wanted me to be in sales for for a couple of the regional hospitals in Chicago. And that's what he told me. And I got there. Within 2 years, I was doing sales for Rush Presbyterian, Northwestern University. Like I was doing sales for some of the biggest hospitals. But he told me that was going to be my in, and it really was.
I never thought about that.
It was sports was my in. I don't like the Chicago Bears. The sports was my in.
No one
so you
likes
had
the
to always
Chicago Bears.
know about them.
I'd always know about them. Yeah. But I do love the Cubs and I love the Bulls.
Well,
and I love the basketball.
Serena loves sports and she loves her Kansas City Chiefs.
I love the Chiefs. I love the Royals. I don't really watch other teams, so I can't say I know a lot of stuff, but I do watch the Chiefs and the Royals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
that was his tip. And it got me in some doors. It literally helped.
Maybe we can talk about fantasy football on our next call then. Maybe.
I can bet for you and not have to pay back. Sure.
Wait, well, I mean, if you're going to win, I'll give you a percentage or something, isn't it? Or is that illegal? If it's illegal, that's not going to happen.
Oh, we didn't say that on here.
Well, I'll talk all night, but I want to know, like, how do I sign up? How do I find out about it? Can I just visit your website? Like, I know you said
I have some.
Ignite. Oh, go ahead.
I got a
Serena.
bunch of questions. Let's just throw them all out there. How do you
let's do
sign
it.
up? What are the costs? Do you have to be military? Can a spouse like me do this? Or, like, let's lay all those facts out right here. How we can get anybody that's listening can get started.
Damn, Serena, those are all good questions.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have thought of those.
Yeah.
Julissa, do you mind if I start? And then
yeah.
Okay, so you can go to our site, AristaLearn.com, and anybody can take our training. So it can be military, non-military. If you're with the Army Ignited, you literally just go into the Army Ignited site, and we are one of the approved vendors, which just makes everything so easy. And if you're in Army Ignited, you get $4,000 a year for your tuition or your credentialing. So $4,000 a year, every single year. And we just start coming in to the end of this fiscal year. So if you're in the Army or the Reserves, then your $4,000 starts, I think, October 15th. And that's just that easy. You just go into Army Ignited and you look for a certificate or look for AristaLearn, and then it just walks you through the whole program. It couldn't be easier. If you're interested in the IT leadership certificate with the GI Bill, just email us, and then we'll talk you through, like, where do you want to go? So do you want to go more, IT security, or more project management, or more infrastructure? So that one requires a little bit more of a conversation so that we can line up the classes. If you just love to learn, all of those classes are available to everybody. They are usually on demand, so 100% on demand, but they're not boring. And we also have classes that are instructor led, where everything is virtual these days, which is pretty fantastic, actually. And it's hosted on our software, so you can come into the class and repeat any class that you want, or go to parts. If you're studying for a test, you can take the tests over and over again. We are having some new classes in blockchain technology, so that's what I wanted to tell you about. And Mike, this might make you back all your money in
don't tell that to my Dogecoin account.
So okay, yeah, I won't. But so I've been just a little bit younger than me, but I've been doing this since before the PC was invented and before internet, and always in IT. So when I look at blockchain as far as a career maker, not as an investment advisor, but if you understand what's really happening right now.
Oh, we're the biggest change we've seen.
It's huge, and so this is going to create jobs, right?
Tons.
What not only what is it, but like, how do you program in it? And it's just a really, I think, a nice, easy way to understand blockchain is if you think about your bank. So maybe you bank with Wells or Chase or whoever, Citi. All your information is sitting on their servers. But in blockchain, your information isn't on anybody's server. It's a piece of data locked in, and that's why that block is there with a chain. And then there's another code proving the next piece of data, so that you can work without, these big companies in between you and another person. It's just on the blockchain. It's verifiable. You can't undo it. So you can't copy it. You can't counterfeit it. It's all recorded in the chain. And we're going that direction. We're going to where we want to work together more and more. We're more global. There's a lot less trust in the environment. We want to have more control over our decisions, our money, our destiny. If you just where we're going. And so teaching people about blockchain, we have 2 classes. One is fundamentals, and it's for business people and marketing people, and it's for military and non-military. It's the class is so new that one's not really even on our Army Ignited site yet, but anybody could take it. But I'm kind of excited about this because the class will be, let's say it's coming out in like a month from now. Okay. So we're still working on pricing, and anybody that comes from Skill Mill will give you a really good deal on it. But just hypothetically, yeah, let's say the class is $12.95. Okay. And it's 6 sessions, and this is the blockchain fundamentals. We're going to teach you what is blockchain, what's the terminology, what's the landscape, who are the players, what are the market segments, and there's a lot. Our teacher is so cool. Every time I talk to him, I learn more from him in one sitting than I could read with all my books, and I am a huge reader, right? I can learn more from him in a year. And in 6 weeks with Martin, our teacher, it'll be a year's learning. But this is what we're going to do. Part of the tuition will be the tuition, and then part of it will be your fund. And so as a class, we will go and buy some coins, and we'll go and we'll open up a wallet, and we will also get an NFT, a non-fungible token, and we'll do it together as a class, not as investors, but literally so that you're doing it in a learning environment and you feel comfortable. And then we also have a class in Ethereum. So if anybody listening loves to be a software developer, and maybe they program in Java or HTML or Ruby on Rails, any programming language, but they actually like to learn how to program on blockchain, we have a full-on Ethereum class, and our teacher is in Austria, Thomas, and he's awesome. So, and he has trained hundreds of thousands of people on Ethereum. So if you want to go sort of the business marketing route, you would take the fundamentals class, because we really want to teach you what's coming. We've been through so many recessions, and we're in a boom right now, and it's a good market at this time in the economy, but it's always peaks and valleys, right? And what Julissa and I have been able to do over the last 25, 30 years is to help it not be peaks and valleys, but just kind of go from peak to peak. And the way that you do that is you just stay ahead of the game always. So really exciting stuff. I'm super excited about it.
Well, I may like that class, because right now what I do is I open up my phone and I throw money into random things on Bitcoin and those, and Ethereum, and what's the other one, Litecoin, or so, I don't even know. But
is there still a Dogecoin?
Is it Doge or Doge? I don't know.
No, Doge.
Yeah. I hope it goes back up.
Yeah, I've heard the Dogecoin was doing, but I don't know. This was like a month or 2 ago that it was doing good.
It was doing great, and then it dropped, but anyway, blockchain. Okay, so here's the bottom line. It sounds like you all stay ahead of the game with learning. That's that blockchain. I haven't heard of a class on blockchain yet, so that's awesome. The other question that we have to answer before we let you go is, you said spouses, so anyone can take the class, so spouses can, but there's no funding through the Army for military spouses as of yet, right?
I believe only if they're using their spouse's GI Bill, then they could get it through the college.
But I can just sign up just willy-nilly, Serena Moyer, the vet, or the spouse, civilian spouse.
Yep. Yeah. And if anybody comes through Skill Mill, we will give a great discount.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll put that on our website.
Yeah. It's a really exciting time. This is one of those times, like remember .com and then .bomb, and now look at the internet now. That whole .com time, the companies were forming and they were trying to prove it out. They were looking for a problem to solve, but then it found its way. So that's kind of where we are right now with all the coins. Really what the coins are doing is proving out the technology, The network is being built. People are beginning to get some skills, but we're really still very early.
Well,
So
there's a lot of them out there, and I have a fear that I'm going to bet on beta and not VHS.
I always like to be Levi's. I like to be Levi's in the gold mine, right? Everybody's going for gold, but Levi's made so much money just by selling jeans to everybody.
Oh, that's funny because my family's company cannot get jeans to save the life of, I mean, they're telling us like you're ordering jeans, but you're not going to get them till like November.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. The supply system right now is behind. Everything's behind.
Yeah.
Except for
I just read something about that in LA.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
They're
having a shortage on jeans.
No, about how packed it is, how hard it is just to get into the docks in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Shipping cargo.
Well, I thought everyone had like the same 10 pair of jeans in their closet like I did and didn't need any more.
If they did, then my parents' business would be out.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, you know,
I probably have 30 pair of jeans.
Well, I do change sizes. I never go down, but I change sizes in jeans. Well, I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. And if you need anything from Skill Mill, let us know. And when you have some more great classes, we'll bring you back on. You can talk about them. And then when we get Navy Ignited, it sounds like we'll have to bring, maybe we can start that, Serena. Let's do it.
Let's okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Look at that, Serena. The Army's helping people out more than the Navy. This is BS.
I can't believe it.
You know, I make fun of the Army because I can. But they've always done a really good job. Now, honestly, with transitioning and helping the soldiers, they've always been at the leading edge of that. And this is just another point where they're doing a better job, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the Army. I mean, my best friend's husband's in the Army, but now correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe you know the answer to this or not, but I feel like the Army has a lot more like less retention at like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of people join the Army for their minimal time and out, like join out.
The Army has a lot more staying power, but they do than say the Marine Corps. Like Marine Corps is designed to, one and done. But you're right. A lot of the Army has a huge turnover rate.
Yeah.
But I mean, they do a good job.
I was gonna say, if they have that, it's great that they are guiding their soldiers, in the right direction post-military.
Yeah. So we need Navy Ignited.
Yeah, we do need Navy Ignited. And I really think this program is cool, especially because now we're in an age where it's not so much college or university promotion. It's like, what do you really want to do? And if it's something that you can get a certified, a certificate for, get certified to do something that you really want to do without spending all of that money and going through all that debt.
Well, I can tell you, in my town, they need welders more than they need people with a 2-year criminal justice degree.
Sure.
Right. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I believe it though. I mean, I'm glad. I wish more schools just did that, like high schools, and promoted that kind of thing. Maybe that's a direction,
Well, if you remember, they used to, right? And then we got on this whole college kick, and we pushed everybody to college. And like I said, nothing wrong with college. I have an MBA, but that's not everybody. And with computers nowadays, it's all about skills. I mean, when you go into programming, all these certificates, that's what they want to see. Yeah.
I mean, Brandon is, he's a mechanic, and he's working in in charge of a production team that are, they're producing something, but I feel like a lot of his time is spent on a computer.
Everybody's time spent on a computer.
So it's, I feel like, there's plenty of people need to know what they're doing. I mean, I've learned like you have. I haven't taken any courses. I just learn as people say, hey, learn this or do that or figure out how to do this.
Well, and if the Army can do it, anybody can do it, Serena. I would ask you what you were drinking this past week, Serena, but I already know you're drinking something that probably costs $15 a beer or like $20 for a glass of wine at the game, right?
My rear end never left the seat at Arrowhead Stadium.
You saved $100 then.
Yes. We, somebody that was tailgating with us made homemade Bloody Marys.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah. So
my daughter won a Bloody Mary contest, by the way.
Oh, she did?
Yes. And she doesn't drink, but go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to try that. I do love Bloody Marys, but she made a homemade Bloody Mary mix, and we had those with. We were gonna have mimosas, but something happened with that. I don't remember. But the Bloody Marys did it for me, and then we had just all the regular beer. But I will say it was like 100 degrees outside, so I drank 2 40-ounce hydro flasks of water along with my Bloody Marys, and I had a couple of the quirks that I like to drink. And I only went to the bathroom one time the entire time we were at Arrowhead. But that's because it was so hot. Like I was so dehydrated, even drinking 80 ounces of water, but then I had all that alcohol.
That's not a lot. You had a couple Bloody Marys. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, you could ask what I'm drinking, but I don't know. So, well, I have these cool containers, right? These crystal things. And
okay.
One says vodka, one says bourbon, and one says scotch. Regina bought them for me a while ago, and I don't know what I put in them, right? So I'm drinking the scotch. I'm like, oh, this is actually delicious. And then I think, I wonder what it is.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Now I don't know. I don't know what's in the bourbon one either.
You need to get yourself a grease pen and write on the bottom of it. Or a wax pen or whatever.
That kind of takes away from the, beauty of the decanters on the bar there, right?
Hey, I have to ask, have you ever had smoked bourbon?
Okay, no, but I already showed a picture of that smoker to my daughter and said, look what Dad likes for Christmas.
Brandon got one.
Oh, is it amazing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like bourbon, but he was making what's the drink with the orange peel and
a
Manhattan?
No, I don't drink mixed drinks like that, but it's old fashioned.
Old fashioned. Okay,
Yeah.
So he was making old fashions. We went to my cousin's house for dinner, and it's cool. Like he's got this little like glass jar, and it's got like, it looks like a weed pipe, but you put like the
I know, but it's not. But
it's not. But you put the little chips on top, and it came with a variety of different flavors of wood. And then he smokes them, and the bottle fills up, and then you just kind of shake it and let it sit until all the smoke is gone.
I want one so bad.
It's cool. You'll like it.
My daughter did get me a bartending. The best way to describe it, it's a light. You have an app, because there's an app for everything.
Yeah.
For my birthday, that you pour, it tells you what to pour. You pour until the light turns, and then you grab the next bottle and it tells you to pour. When the light turns, you stop pouring. It like mixes I haven't used it yet.
That's cool, because I always am like really heavy handed on something, and it's never really the alcohol, and then I get upset and then I put more alcohol in.
Oh yeah.
And
this is supposed to, hey, I'm going to try it one of these days.
Yeah. Let me know how it goes.
I will.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Diapers and Deployments, brought to you by Skill Mill.
Go to skillmill.com to check out our blog and create an account. You can also find us on social media. Let us help you find your next career.
Don't forget, that's skill with 2 L's and mill with 1.
Until next time.
Ciao.